Hey everyone, welcome to today's podcast. We're talking about losing weight by being kinder to yourself. This is one of my favorite topics in the world because most people are trying to lose weight by being meaner to themselves. This idea that you're going to beat yourself up, be really cruel to yourself in order to motivate yourself to finally eat the right foods or go to the gym or whatever you think you need to do to lose weight. But how's that working out? Probably not well, right? Because think about this. The meaner you are to yourself, the worse you are to yourself, the worse you make yourself feel, the more likely you are to overeat or eat the wrong foods because you get yourself feeling so negative, so depressed, so down that you say, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit what I eat. Who cares? I'm such a loser. This is the only thing that makes me feel happy. Whatever you may say to yourself. You can't beat yourself down and then want to do good things for yourself. It makes no logical sense. So the idea of being kinder to yourself not only feels a lot better, but it's also way, way more effective for actually helping you to lose the weight. Because the kinder you are to yourself, the more you love yourself, the more you want to do nice things for yourself. And there is nothing you can do for yourself that is nicer than eating foods that make you feel good, creating the body that may feel happy and proud of who you are. And so we start with being kind. You want to lose weight. You want to be healthy. There's no point in beating yourself up for it. It is, at best, a temporary strategy that doesn't work for very long because our brain is a pleasure-seeking mechanism. You don't want to live in this negative space. You don't want to feel bad about yourself all the time. So it doesn't last long. And so as you start being kinder to yourself, what a weird idea, right, when it comes to weight loss, what happens is the whole process becomes a lot easier, becomes nicer right from day one, which is what you want. Listen, if you knew how to lose weight, you would already done it. Okay, so the reason you haven't lost weight is not because you haven't beat yourself up enough and you haven't stuck with something long enough. It's because you don't know the strategies. You don't have the strategies of how to eat, how to live, how to think like a thin and healthy person. And so getting mad at yourself for not losing weight is kind of like getting mad at yourself for not being able to speak, Thai. Right? Why would I be able to speak Thai? I haven't taken any classes on that. I don't live in Thailand. Why would I be able to do that? So you're beating yourself up for something you don't know how to do. You say, well, Jim, I know how to do it. I just got to do keto. I just got to stop eating carbs. No, that's a one-shot thing. To just force yourself to change one difference in your eating is not what's going to make you master your weight long term. It needs to be a holistic, comprehensive approach. In order to master your weight, to live at your goal weight for the rest of your life on your autopilot, you need to learn how to think, how to live, and how to eat like a thin and healthy person. And at this moment in time, if you're overweight, you do not know that. So it's not a question of just forcing yourself to follow some strict plan where you just eat different. That's not enough. You need to learn how to live, how to think, and how to eat like a naturally thin and healthy person. And so once you realize that, it's all about being kinder to yourself. You haven't known how to do it, so stop being so mad at yourself. Yeah, you can whip yourself to eat differently for a couple days, a couple weeks, maybe a couple months, but it's not going to last until you learn how to think, live, and eat like a naturally thin and healthy person. And so the more kind you are, the faster you can learn. The more kind you are to yourself, the more you want to be nice to yourself, right? Think about this. If you're always beating yourself up to get yourself to lose weight, think about this, right? You start hating yourself, right? A lot of people that are overweight, they try and hate themselves in order to get themselves motivated to finally do the things that are going to help them lose weight. But things that we hate, we want to punish. Things that we love, we want to treat nice. And so the more kindness and love you show yourself, you're going to find the more you want to take better care of yourself, the more you want to nourish your body, live a healthier lifestyle, be nicer and kinder to yourself by treating yourself right. And the more mean you are to yourself, the more you're going to find that you are punishing yourself by overeating, by doing unhealthy habits and behaviors. So I'm telling you that being kind to yourself is probably one of the most effective weight loss strategies that exists. It feels nice and it gets you the best results that you could probably ever imagine. And it feels good. That's the main point. So start thinking about how you can be kinder to yourself and then start being kinder to yourself and then notice what happens. Notice how your eating improves, notice how your lifestyle gets healthier, and notice how your weight starts to go in the direction you want it to go in. So I hope this helps you out. If anyone has any questions, feel free to ask them. I will get to them. I don't have too much time today. I'm here a little bit earlier than normal. I'm usually here at noon. Do lives every day for those of you that don't know. So if you are in a situation where you want to lose weight, this is the place you want to be. Usually 12-ish on noon Eastern time. And if you're really serious, you can always go to my bio, click the link, get the hypnosis session I give you, and watch the training. It's all free. I will help you master your weight. And I use the phrase master your weight very specifically because I don't give a shit if you lose weight. You've lost weight. That ain't enough, right? I want you to master your weight. It's a much better goal. It's a much higher, loftier goal, right? To master your weight. Weight loss is kind of like we just put the blinders on. It's like, okay, I'm going to cut my calories down, right? It's this very short-term oriented, focused approach to get a temporary goal. I'm going to diet until I lose the weight, you know? Hyperius says, thank you for all your help. You're welcome. That's why I do this. This is a mission for me. You know, it really is. My mission in life is to help as many people as possible live at their goal weight for the rest of their lives on near autopilot. Again, I always like to make that specific. If I ever sold merchandise or swag, that's one of the things it would say on it, that I want you to not just lose weight. It's an impoverished goal. You have to recognize that as such. The goal I have for you is I want you to get back to your goal weight, but the main goal I want for you is I want you to live the rest of your life at your goal weight on near autopilot. That's what I want for you. And when you hear me say that, if you haven't heard me say it before, it's a much more articulate goal. It's a much more accurate goal of what you want. You don't just want to lose weight, right? And you say, oh, it's just semantics. I know what weight loss means. Well, your subconscious mind is extremely literal, you know? So you need to be very, very specific about what your goal is. And I know it's a crazy thing to be like, holy shit, I've been trying to lose weight for 40 years and I've been aiming at the wrong goal. It sucks, but better to fix it now than to never fix it, you know, because if you just focus on weight loss, you probably get the results that most people get that want to lose weight. Is you may, at best, lose some weight for a little while and then put it all back on, you know, and those are the people that I work with that have done that a couple times. They've been trying to lose weight for decades. They've lost some weight at certain times, put it back on, and now they can't get themselves to start a plan, right? Because you get apathetic. You know, you just go, no, it's not going to work. What's the point? Even if I lose it, I can't keep it off, you know? So again, the solution to that, if you're struggling with that, if you think about weight loss 24 hours a day, but you haven't lost any weight the last 6 months, the last year, this is for you, okay? And I'm telling you, the first step is to reframe the goal. The old weight loss goal at this point for you, if you've been struggling to lose weight for decades, the weight loss goal is linked with a failure now. You just, subconsciously, you link, losing weight, diet with failure. And so you never really even believe it's going to work. And so that prevents you from ever even starting most of the time. But then even when you start, you got this idea in the back, this ain't going to work. I don't know what I'm doing. You know, you're doubtful the whole time because you got a lifetime of experience of dieting, put the weight back on, dieting, put the weight back on, you know? So again, the first step to changing that is reframing the goal, using different words, aiming ourselves at a different goal, not weight loss. I'm going to aim at weight mastery. I want to master my weight. I want to be in complete and total control of my weight. Again, on near autopilot. We don't want to become obsessively like a dieter. We don't want to be miserable. We want to master our weight in an easy, comfortable way that improves our entire quality of life. Again, these words sound wonderful, don't they? But you know, you don't think in these terms. That's what I'm trying to say. You think about weight loss all the time, but it's always very, you're always putting the screws to yourself. I got to lose weight. I got to lose weight. Jesus Christ, I can't keep doing this. I can't keep this up. I can't keep this weight up. Holy shit, what am I doing to myself? You know what I mean? It's all this very tense, stressful, anxious energy every time you think about weight loss. And you wonder why you're not losing it, you know? Because literally, you associate failure to weight loss and dieting. You associate stress to weight loss and dieting. You associate pain to weight loss and dieting. You associate deprivation and frustration and misery and all this negative shit. Isn't it crazy? The thing you want more than anything in your life, you subconsciously associate all these pains to. And so what's that lead to? What it means is it leads to when you associate pain, discomfort, frustration, stress, all this negative shit to losing weight, subconsciously, guess how that shows up in your life? You're never going to guess. You don't lose weight, right? Because you don't want to. You associate pain to weight loss. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that a crazy idea? Right? Logically, you want to lose weight and you know why you should lose weight and how great it'll be and all the rest of it. But what are your behaviors saying? Your behaviors are moving the opposite direction from you losing weight. And you can't even get yourself to start a weight loss plan. Here we are, 4 days into the new year. How you doing with it? You know, I'm not saying this judgmentally, but if you haven't been doing too well, great. Now, can you officially get rid of the dieting? Can we, you know what I mean? Don't give up on weight loss, give up on dieting. Can we make that distinction? You'll be better off if you do. You know, you don't want to not lose weight at this point. You just don't want to diet, right? Isn't that funny? I mean, you know, it's so obvious too. Like it's right there in front of you, but just don't see it because everyone's trying to diet to lose weight, right? But the truth is, when you ask the question, why am I losing weight? It's an easy answer. And the answer is because I don't want to do the things I think I need to do to lose weight. You don't want to do keto. You don't want intermittent fast. You don't want to join Weight Watchers again. You don't want to count your calories, right? You don't want to do those things. You don't want to do those things more than you want to lose weight, if I could put it another way. And as long as that exists, you're never going to lose the weight. So what's the answer? There is an answer. The answer is you find ways to lose weight that you want to do. You say, what's that mean? What's up, Tabby? Happy New Year to you. Yeah, imagine what I just said, right? Some people say, oh, I'm out of here. That's stupid. Enjoyable weight. I made a video like that. It was like, I was talking about losing weight is one of those pleasurable things you can do. And I couldn't believe it. All the negative comments, oh, you crazy, da, 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 da. It's like, there it is. You know, again, you associate all this pain to weight loss subconsciously. And so you subconsciously are avoiding weight loss. It's crazy. I don't know. I find it crazy because people want to lose weight as much as anything in the world. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things where, right? It's making money and losing weight, finding love, right? The big three. And the weight loss one, though, has been hijacked by the diet industry, you know, to the point that you can't even think clearly about weight loss anymore because most people associate weight loss with dieting, you know, or surgery or medicine. You know, they don't associate weight loss with a mindset shift, you know, which, why is it like that? Well, I don't know. You know, I have my ideas, but who knows? But how y'all doing? Again, if you have any weight loss questions, feel free to ask them here for a little bit. We got a coaching call coming up, but yeah, how are people doing in the new year with their weight loss? Do we care this year anymore? I mean, a lot of people, I don't give a shit anymore. The resolution thing, which I get, because resolutions, you know, again, a lot of people don't understand the mindset of resolutions. The problem with resolutions isn't that you set a goal for yourself that you want to achieve. The problem is that you think you're going to achieve that by like consciously, okay, now I'm going to do this, you know? But your brain don't work that way. You have a conscious, subconscious mind, and you're primarily a subconscious being. And so it's important that you set your goals up, and more importantly, the strategy you're going to use to achieve your goals. You need to have some sense of how your subconscious mind works because you're a subconscious creature. We all are. We're all running our lives on autopilot. You're not consciously going through your day just making very, very logical, rational decisions every moment of the day. I hope you realize that. You're kind of on this autopilot, doing what you've done, doing what you've been programmed to do primarily. And your eating is one of the biggest reflections of this. You know, you're eating, you're not making conscious, logical decisions about food all the time. You're eating what you ate last week. And the week before that, and the week before that, you're eating patterns, right? You're eating the same foods at the same times in the same quantities, day after day, week after week, year after year, without even thinking about it, you know? Use the 2224, a bunch of numbers, says, your videos are really helping me. I really want to thank you. Oh, you're welcome. I really appreciate that. I love hearing that. That's why I do these, you know? So I love it. I've been coaching. I've been doing weight loss coaching for 20 years professionally. I've done over 5,000 private weight loss sessions. And last year was the first year I was like, okay, I want to be able to do this, help more people, you know, because I love doing private coaching, but I wanted to help more people. So yeah, I've been doing these, the lives for, shit, it's almost been a year now, right? Making the TikTok videos. I got to start doing, other than the podcast, those are out there all the time. The podcast, by the way, is Program Yourself Thin. So if you, you know, want to hear this message regularly, go listen to Program Yourself Thin. I do a new episode pretty much every weekday, you know, and you can go listen to that. But yeah, it's to help people because I always say this, that, That's a good question. I'll get into this now. I'll just answer the question. I want to ask you, how many days do I need to make this a habit? I don't ask for numbers, but average. Um, yeah, here's the thing. You know what they used to say? I think it was like 28 days to make a habit. That is bullshit. I will tell you. I don't, and I know, I don't know. She's not on here. I know she's not on here today, but I have a client, and I remember she's real big into what's his name, Huberman. I'm blanking on his name. Is it Huberman? But anyway, so I forget what he says now. But I will tell you this, as someone who's worked a lot with people and habits and things, is that it depends. Unsatisfying, I know, but we really like. I reference back to Tony Robbins used to always. I love this question he used to ask. He'd say, "How long would you give your kid to learn how to walk?" Right? How long would you let them practice walking before you said, you're done? Forget it. You're cut off, right? And it's a funny question because you would never do that, right? Because you go into it, oh, my kid's going to learn how to walk. You go into it the mindset that we're going to do this until you learn how to walk, right? There is no time limit on it. And so I think that attitude is really important because I think time frames are huge, huge impact on the results we're going to get in things, especially weight loss. I talk about this all the time because if you're a dieter, you subconsciously, your mindset for weight loss is you think in a very short time frame. And so you need to extend it, you know. But when it comes to the habits, I know this is unsatisfying. But how long does it take to install a habit? It depends. It depends on what the habit is. It depends on who you are. It depends how motivated you are. It depends on the environment. It depends on the situation. And again, I always, my oath, the oath I take, you know, doctors take the Hippocratic oath. I take the no bullshit oath. This is the beauty of this. I do this for free so I can say the truth as I see it. And the truth is, yeah, I'd love to say, 48 days, 100 days, 38 days. There's no way in the world I could give you a day number to be accurate. Because again, there's too many variables. And so I know that's not satisfying, but that's the truth. And I think once you understand, you know, our brains want to think in black and white. One of the main kind of organizing principles of our brain, how it's evolved, is it wants to conserve energy. And so we want black and white answers. But as we all know, kind of like when we really think about it, life's not black and white, right? And so habits, there's no way you could give it a time for it. That being said, the question I would ask instead is, how would my life change if I had that habit? You see what I mean? So I take my focus off of how long it'll take to implement the habit and have it, and I focus more on the value and the benefit to me and to my life if I had that habit. And that's what I do. And so I'll think to myself, whatever, I will say that's probably one of my biggest strengths, even personally, is I am very, very good at installing habits. And so the way that I do it is I don't give a shit how long it takes. You know, that's how I start. And let's just say, like my water habit, I would say drinking water daily was probably my hardest habit to install personally. And so, but it doesn't matter because I approached it like, not like how long is it until see how long it goes. It was like, I need to have a water habit. I believe that I need to have a water habit in my life to be the person I want to be, to have the weight, the health, all the other things I want. And so there was really the only time frame I had is forever. Just what I was saying. And if you start thinking in terms of forever, right? So to me, it's like, if I'm going to install a habit, it better be one that I want to have forever, for the rest of my life. And so that's the terms I'm really thinking in. So I don't give a shit if it takes 20 days, 100 days, 1,000 days. I don't care. If I'm going to commit to a habit, it's because I want it for the rest of my life. You see? And that mindset and that attitude is very, very helpful in actually installing the habit. Because I've done this, by the way, because back in the day, back in my early steps I've been doing this for 30 years, and I used to have a little notebook. I still have it over there, and I would track like 10, 15 different things every day. And I remember back at that time, I remember reading, it takes 28 days to install a habit, and I was like, well, what's wrong with me? 30 days go by, and I'm like, the habit's not still installed. There's something wrong with me. I've since come to understand again that there is no time frame. Everything's different. Every person's different. Every habit's different. Every situation's different. So probably got more of an answer than you expected, but I hope that helps you out, because I do find that that mindset is very helpful. Because when you can install habits, I would say that's the secret sauce of life. In my opinion, I really value habits. I live my life based on habits because habits are subconscious. Kimmy Cat. Right. Kimmy Cat for the win. I always like what Kimmy Cat writes. Takes me about a week. So Kimmy Cat, actually, I just remember it. How's the weight loss going? So last we knew with Kimmy Cat, she had dropped 50 pounds in 3 months, I believe, by eating 700 calories a week. So Kimmy Cat is an outlier, folks. Let's just know that. Kimmy Cat is a superstar. She's the LeBron James of habits and weight loss. So it takes Kimmy Cat about a week to install a habit, and she's doing good. Lost another. I can't wait to see this number. Kimmy Cat is, yeah, let's see. I forget the math we did on this one. We do 3 months. That's 12 weeks, 50 pounds. Yeah, Kimmy Cat's on a plan where I'm 131 now from 187. So is that another 50 pounds from the last time we talked a month ago? Or is that total? 6 pounds to go? Kimmy Cat, are you still on the Kimmy Cat, you still on the 100 calorie a day plan? Oh, total. I got you. Okay. Yep. 700 calories. Oh, 700 calories a day. So that was a mistake the last time. All right. 700 calories a day. Kimmy Cat was someone I used as an example for other people to realize that when you hear dramatic weight loss, 700 calories a day. Okay, well, that's good. 700 calories a day, folks, is really low, though, just so we all know, okay? We don't all have the mental strength of a Kimmy Cat, and that's fine, okay? Kimmy Cat's an outlier is what we would refer to that as. She installs habits like that. She loses weight like that, and she can cut her calories down to 700 calories for months and just live there, okay? Yeah, and so, again, we need to recognize and not necessarily get seduced. Again, Kimmy Cat's an outlier, right? There's outliers. I was saying she's LeBron James, or I don't know if it's a man or woman or how you identify. But Kimmy Cat is clearly the LeBron James, an outlier, right? LeBron is one of the best basketball players to ever live, right? The Tom Brady of weight loss and habits. And so it's important, though, that there's a great quote that the comparison is the thief of joy. And so when we hear someone's lost 50 pounds in a couple months, well, we obviously want to do that. But we got to look in. Yeah. Kimmy Cat's a troll, folks. I just want you to know that. Because you're all hopping in on it. We got a relationship here because we had a conversation one time. So I don't want you to think I'm just this snarky of people. But they're kind of a troll. But I was saying this. We went through this last time because last time they were saying that they were eating 100 calories a day. And so, again, it started with the 50 pounds weight loss in 3 months. I was like, oh, my God, how do you do it? But when you see dramatic weight loss, you've got to start asking more questions, okay? Because you got to understand, we live in a culture where your entire life you've been exposed to the diet industry trying to condition you to think about dramatic weight loss in short periods of time. And what that is almost every time is going to be unsustainable. Again, even Kimmy Cat, she's tired of being fat. She has no teeth, whatever she's saying. Again, 700 calories a day is pretty unsustainable for anyone long term, right? Maybe even 3 months if you're super duper motivated and you're the superstar of habits and willpower and control like Kimmy Cat is. But for the average person living on 700 calories, that's not going to be sustainable, okay? And so if we use an unsustainable method to lose weight, what we're saying is we're going to put the weight back on. I'm going to lose the weight for a little while. I want to drop the weight for a little bit. Okay. That's what we're saying. So we got to start thinking longer term, and so you have to pull yourself out of it. And it's hard because it's like you get in this trance. You get in this trance when you hear wonderful, quick, fast weight loss results. So how do you do it? I want to do that. Okay. But you have to wake yourself out of that trance because you have been conditioned to get fixated on focusing on fast weight loss. And you're chasing this rapid weight loss, and you're always chasing the fast fix. And if you look back over your weight loss history, what you're going to notice is it's just a string of fast weight loss fixes that didn't last. And so what I'm suggesting to you, what I'm offering to you as an alternative is that you start focusing on long-term weight loss, right? Getting to your goal weight and living at your goal weight for the rest of your life, okay? Someone says, does fasting really work? I tried it for 2 weeks and didn't lose any more weight. That's interesting. I don't know what kind of fasting you're doing. I mean, yeah, if you stop eating, you're going to lose weight. Again, listen, but that just proves the point. In the short term, weight loss is unpredictable and inconsistent. So just focusing on your weight loss as the primary motivator when you want to lose weight, I know this sounds weird, but if you just focus on the scale, you're almost guaranteed to get discouraged and demotivated because weight loss is inconsistent and unpredictable in the short term. You can fast for 2 weeks and you might not lose much weight. Again, people lose different amounts of weights in different amounts of time, even with extreme plans. And so, again, that's probably an outlier thing. If you stop, if you fast for 2 weeks, like just water fast for 2 weeks and don't lose any weight, that's that's an unusual situation probably. But it does prove the point that weight loss is, some people lose weight quick, some people lose weight slow. And it's always unpredictable and inconsistent in the short term. So we need to start thinking right. Start thinking the long term. Yeah, the person says you're absolutely right. You're 100% right. Yeah. So we got to start thinking long term because, how much weight you lose in 2 weeks, you don't even know. You could water fast and not lose much weight. Do you know what I mean? But over a year, if you start making strategic, long-term, systematic changes, over a year, your weight's going to reflect the changes you've made. Okay. But they may not be reflected in a week or 2 weeks or something like that. Kimmy Cat's still going in. Maggie M says, I ate 450 to 500 calories a day and got very thin, but lost lots of my beautiful muscle. Yeah. 450 to 500 calories a day. It's unsustainable anyways. Kimmy Cat says, no, I'm old. I have no teeth. Started August 2023. No dairy, no meat, no gluten, water and fruit. They say it's not okay to eat 1,200 calories, but I think it's my norm. Your thought? I can't really speak to that. You know what I mean? Again, I'm not a doctor. I want to make that clear. So what, obviously when you start getting close to 1,200 calories, that's something you discuss with your doctor, again, what I'm looking for, I don't really I don't like the specifics of the calories. I'm much more of an intuitive eater. So I like to kind of look at the eating behaviors, what you're eating, and start with there. I'm not a big fan of counting calories, of tracking the calories. I find it tedious, and the clients I work with find it tedious. Again, I'm not knocking it. For some people, it works great. But I'm not a big calorie guy. I'm more focused on how you feel. Again, certainly your weight, right? Seeing where your weight's at and what's affecting it, but take a more intuitive approach to it. And some coffee. Kimmy Cat says, I'm old and can't afford dentures, implants, do it, limits what you can eat. Not a troll, just an old woman. Vitamix is your friend in this situation. Yeah. Someone asked, if you don't mind me asking, what do you intake your calories per day? I don't know. I don't track my calories. I track my food. Okay, what that means is I have very structured eating. Now I've developed this structure over years. I've been doing this for 30 years, so I have a very specific way of eating. And Program Yourself Thin, we have a 5-2 model. 5 days of clean eating, 2 days of pleasure eating. Okay, and so the 5 days of clean eating, I eat in a specific way. I have a certain breakfast, lunch, dinner. And again, it's the same breakfast all 5 days. It's the same lunch 4 days, and I don't eat lunch on the 5th day. And then the dinners are the same week to week. Okay, so there's the same structure week after week. Okay, and then even the pleasure days are very similar week to week, relatively. And so what I've done is I've measured, I've paid attention, like, okay, what do I eat? And I eat in a structured way, and then I notice what the weight is. And then if I want to lower the weight, I can look at my structured eating and say, okay, what else can I chop out of there? Where would be the most comfortable place to cut some calories out? And so I'm doing it intuitively. Now I have calibrated myself and I know what the calories are and what I'm eating. So I have a sense of where the calories are at. And so when I look at my structured eating, I say, okay, where is the easiest place to cut the calories out? So again, it's a much more intuitive model. I don't know what the calories I eat are. I know what I eat consistently keeps me at the weight I want to be at. That's where I'm at now. So again, is it for everyone? I wouldn't say it is, because some people want to micromanage everything and just, be able to do that. But to that point, because we're getting right into the realm of like calorie calculators, and I think this is another point. You have to understand this. The calorie calculators are just guesstimates. There is no accurate calorie calculator. This is what I'm trying to tell you. If you study if you look at weight loss studies they've done where they put people into metabolic wards or labs, they'll put them in there for a month, weeks, months, in there. They'll put a whole group of people in there. They're tracking every calorie in, every calorie that's going out very specifically. And what you notice at the end of the time that they've been in there is there's a wide range of weight loss, which is to say that, you could eat the same calories as this person, have the same calorie expenditure as this person, and you might lose weight totally different rates of speed in the short term. And so those calorie calculators, I don't know. I feel like they do as much damage as they do good, because I know you do it because you want to get some sense of what to expect. But the second you don't reach the expectation, how do you feel? Discouraged and frustrated, right? So I don't know. I just find focusing on the calories and micromanaging it almost sets you up for failure. But again, not for some people. Some people do great with that, you know. But the people I tend to work with tend to prefer and thrive much better on a more intuitive kind of approach like this. So again, but at the very least, I just want to offer you an alternative. You know, I think we always hear that very micromanagey, diet-oriented, calorie-focused approach. You know that. You know what I mean? So it's like, I can't, I'm not the person to listen to for that. Go listen to I don't know, a personal trainer, a nutritionist, a doctor about that shit. What I do is I help people, again, I think everyone's telling you what to do. And I think the big distinction what I do is I help you actually do what you know you should. Okay. So I don't think you need to really like get real specific with the calories. I think you already have a good idea what you're consistently eating that's causing the problem. Do you know what I mean? And so don't get me wrong. I mean, if you're like a bodybuilder, if you're, an athlete and you got like really, really specific goals, then I would not be you may work with me on a mindset level, and I work with people sometimes in that level. But I would not be the metabolic, person that looks at things that specifically. So I want to make that clear. So it says, thank you for that. I appreciate the truth. Yeah. I can be honest. That's the beauty of my life, my work, is that I got the people that hire me to coach them, and this stuff here I just do for free, so I can just say whatever. I don't give a shit. I'm not selling you anything, so I can say whatever I want. But anyways, Kimmy Cat says, have a great day. Yep. The FDA allows numbers on nutrition labels to be off by as much as 20%, and usually the error is an undercounted one. Yeah, that's a great point. That even the calories is really a guesstimate to begin with, So again, I'm not saying, I think there's a place for calories. To be honest, I mean, the way I actually use calories, so I'm a big fan, like people always ask me, like, oh, should I track my calories? And again, the answer is always the same. With Program Yourself Thin, we have this philosophy, there's no right or wrong, there's only what works for you. And I think that's a great philosophy. But I think that when it comes to the calorie thing, that it's, I don't know, it's just, so what I was going to say, what I do think is good about the calories is I think calibrating your calories. What I mean by that is not tracking like every calorie you put in your body necessarily, but looking at what you typically eat and paying attention to the labels, in like the serving sizes and the calorie concentration in it. Okay. So it's like, if you typically eat, popcorn, take a week, right? And pay attention. Okay. How many calories in this popcorn? How much do I usually eat? And so calibrate, because a lot of times what we estimate we're eating, if you're struggling with your weight, there's a good chance what you're estimating, what you think you're eating is higher than that. And so it's not so much about tracking, I shouldn't eat that much there. To me, the first level is, am I accurate? Like I think I'm eating 200 calories, but it's actually 500 calories. You got to be able to see that, right? Because if you think, if you're eating 500 calories, you think it's 200 calories, you can't even see the problem. And if you can't see the problem, you can't fix it, obviously. But worse than that is you start developing this belief, holy shit, what's going on? No matter what I do, I can't lose weight. I'm only eating 200 calories and I'm not losing weight. And I see that a lot. And so that's where I think calibration of getting more accurate with what you're eating, I think that's very valuable. Okay. But tracking calories every single day and every little thing you're eating, again, some people thrive with that, but I've found it to be a minority. I find most people don't really do well with that approach. It's just, it is a bit unnatural. It's not normal to count calories, right? If you look at how we have evolved as humans, we didn't even know what a calorie was until 50, 60 years. You know what I mean? That you couldn't track calories. It didn't exist. The concept didn't exist. You just ate intuitively. Now, it was easier because we had a different environment, but anyways. MPCP says, enjoy each message of your, my language, enjoy each message of your daily emails. That could be a tongue twister starter. Enjoy each message. Anyways, what they're referring to, folks, is if you're not yet, go to my bio or go to Program Yourself Thin. You can sign up for it there. But go to my bio, click the link, and get the hypnosis session I give you. Okay. Get the hypnosis session I give you, and then watch the training I give you, and then I email you every day, like quality stuff. The emails I send you are from a program I used to charge for. Now I just give it away. So it's not like promo stuff. It's just stuff that's going to help encourage you and guide you along the path. What's up, Shamala? Yep, you're welcome for another free session. I do these every day. I do these pretty much every day, usually noontime. I do one earlier today because I got a coaching call coming up. But yeah. But so yeah, folks, get on my thing. If you do that, I always say this, if you take a minute and go click my link, click the bio, go get subscribed to it. Yeah, okay, yeah. Shamala says I'm subscribed to the emails and it's really awesome and encouraging. Exactly. That's what I'm trying to tell you here. I'm really genuinely trying to help you out, folks, okay? And if you want to lose weight, I can tell you that I'm going to give you a different perspective. You don't hear my perspective ever. And whether it resonates with you or not, I don't know. If you're like, this guy's full of shit, just unsubscribe, okay? But it's not going to cost you anything, and it might really help you. I help a lot of people, okay? People pay me $25,000 to work with me privately. That's my private coaching fee, okay? So it's like I really know what I'm talking about, and I can really help you in a unique way. Because right now with your weight loss, you're stuck. You're stuck. And you're stuck not because you don't know what to do even. You're stuck because you can't get yourself to do it. You're mentally stuck. And that's what I work on. I'm a mindset expert. Okay. That's what I help people with. So take the minute to go sign up. You get an awesome hypnosis session. It's free. It's called The New Thin Me. It's a Kickstart session. Take about 10 minutes, a 10-minute session, right? I'll give you that for free. And then I'll give you the training, which I think is the most important piece of it, where it's the 3 steps to master your weight, where I lay out the whole thing. It's about a half hour. It'll change the way you think about weight loss. And then there's the emails every day that I send you, which again are just valuable. They're really helpful. Yeah, like Perry says, thanks for your answers. You're welcome. I'm glad you appreciate them. Allie says, I was listening for a while and I didn't hear anything about nutrition or healthy food. Nutrition or healthy food. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they're referring to, but I mean, probably, yeah, right? I always joke about that. I was doing where was it? I was doing a coaching call like this week. And the person had kind of a rough holiday season in the sense they were kind of overeating during the last couple of weeks. And we were joking. We got to the end of the session. I was like, but we talked about the core reason for that, you know? So yeah, I don't talk a lot about like what to eat, nutrition, what you should eat, healthy food. I don't really talk a lot about that because that's not your main problem. Okay. Let it be known, folks. If you're struggling with your weight, I promise you the main reason you're struggling with your weight is not because you don't know what you should and shouldn't eat. It's not because you don't know what healthy food is and what unhealthy food is. I'm not saying that might be part of the problem. Okay. But I guarantee you, and let me prove it to you. If you were a robot and you could just type in what you're going to eat all day and then you just ate that, and you have to eat something. I'm not going to eat anything. No, you got to eat something. You got to nourish yourself. But if you're going to type in what you're going to eat all day, your ideal of what you're going to eat and what you weren't going to eat, you'd have no problem losing weight, right? So it's not a nutrition problem. It's not that you don't know what healthy and unhealthy food is, okay? Now, again, we can always refine that and get better at that, okay? But your core problem is that you know what you should eat. You know what you shouldn't eat. You know those things. Your core problem is you do not know how to get yourself to eat that way consistently. Right? Because how do we describe it? How do we explain people that lose weight and then put it back on? It ain't their genetics. It ain't their willpower. It ain't their plan. They lost the weight. So what caused them to put the weight back on? Folks, you've got to realize that's the problem, because until you answer that, until you recognize that's the problem, you're never going to be able to fix it. And you're going to keep chasing diets. Oh, this diet tells me to eat this. Now I'm going to do this. Oh, now I'm going to get rid of carbs completely. Oh, now I'm just going to eat for 8 hours a day. Oh, now I'm not going to eat any sugar. Now I'm just going to eat 12. Now I'm going to count my points. And so you keep shuffling from one dumb shit to the other, and you never fix the core problem that you don't know how to influence your behavior consistently. You don't know how to change how you eat consistently. You know what you should eat. Okay, so that's why you're not hearing me talk about nutrition and healthy food. It's important, obviously, but it's not as important as your mindset. And you don't hear enough about that. All you do when it comes to weight loss is hear shit about what food you should and shouldn't eat. So I'm not going to give you more of that. Go listen to a nutritionist. They know more about that shit than I do anyways, okay? What I know, though, that the nutritionists don't know is how to actually get yourself to do it. And I'd put myself head-to-head with a nutritionist, dietitian any day of the week, because what I do is I always ask this question: what's going to serve you better? What would help you more lose weight? A book, a big book with every nutritional fact of every food on the planet in it, or a little pill that when you took it, you would eat the way that you know you should? And the answer is obvious. And no one's ever helping you, teaching you or showing you how to get you to do the things that you know you want to do. And this is the core problem you're having with your weight. And once you fix it, though, then it's not a problem anymore. Think about how much easier your weight control would be if you could control your behaviors more effectively. That's what I'm talking about. How often do you do lives? I do lives on TikTok pretty much every day, usually noonish. I got to get out of here now. I got a coaching call coming up. But yeah, every day at noon. My podcast is Program Yourself Thin. It's a recording of this. You can watch me on YouTube. I'm on Facebook, TikTok, Instagram every day, usually around noon. So get on there and ask questions, folks. I'll help you for free. If you're really serious, go check out Program Yourself Thin. Join the program. Right now we're on a special, you get an extra month of group coaching added on. Okay, so check that out if you're really serious and want to work with me. But I'll help you for free as well. So, all right, everyone, I got to get out of here. Have a super day, and we'll talk soon. Bye.